Happy Friday. It is Friday, technically early Saturday morning. Technically, it is the 2nd now, and we are back at it again with another edition of the daily live stream. I do apologize for that technical difficulty here. It does seem that our power went out today, and everything in my house is a little on the fritz today. So I do apologize for that, but this is the real stream. This is the real happening here. We're going to go ahead and talk about the many different things that we're seeing within the market here today. And, NASDAQ closed for the weekend here. We're going to go ahead and, knock it out. I do plan on keeping this one a little bit short. And, it's the only stream where on Fridays I can drink on camera. I don't give a shit. Happy fucking weekend. But we are back. And let us begin. We do see, NASDAQ once again closing another candle below this resistance right here at 14,830. We'll just call it 14,840 here. It is pretty close enough to that region. We do see another candle closure below there. We did see that target get met at the 14,590 region here, but we saw this region here get supported real nice. We do see stochastics, continuing to decline. You could argue, again, another statement of argument here is that you could argue that, maybe looking, oh, no, I did say that was broken, actually. No, that is not valid. We actually saw a breakdown below this structure here, and it does look like stochastics wants to continue further to the downside here. If I see new lows confirm on, stochastics, might be a little convincing here for more price action to the downside as far as, my perspective is concerned, but we do see RSI bouncing off the top side of the bearish control zone, and nothing much really doing right now. And I didn't get confirmation of anything. This isn't a low. We could just as easily be seeing some consolidation opening up here. While in my opinion that is a little unlikely, just because volatility is expanding, it's not out of the realms of possibilities here to see a range start opening up between this support level and this resistance level here. Actually, what I did plan on doing today during my analysis is replotting all of my lines here. Like I said, from my perspective, the red ones that I was plotting here, they definitely look like you can't see them on screen. At least because I can see. On my computer screen, this little window right here, this is the actual stream, it's basically showing what's visible from your perspective, and it looked like my horizontal support and resistance lines were not very visible. I do apologize for that if there were any kind of confusions on that at all whatsoever. But I came up with a solution here. I did come up with a solution here, and what do we have? Boom. No, it actually move that down. So I am going to be, redoing all of my charts here today for you guys to see. Again, I try to keep things as simple as possible here, looking for potential targets to the downside. I am looking at this region here for support. That's about it. That's about it. Any candle closure below this support level here, I think it's going to be doors wide open, full swing to the downside near that $14,200 target, right along this horizontal edge right here. And again, below the 21 exponential right now, we do see the 21 exponential gaining momentum to the downside. While stochastics, oh crap, I fucked up. Stochastics continues to go to the downside. I did say I was going to redo all my charts, so please bear with me while I do this. I do plan on trying to keep this one a little bit shorter here today. Only paying attention to a couple of indications here for the big three. Do we continue down or do we base a low, right? That's pretty much the battle from my perspective as far as analyzing these markets right now. Are we going to see a macro high or low confirm? Which again, it is possible, right? I did mention that it is possible. When in doubt, pull out, you guys. And I did state before, we've seen these dips below the 21 plenty of times, but no actual bear market play to fruition here. Just whoop, little bit of red, boom, new all-time highs. This market's just been like, I don't know, on a cataclysmic, multi-year, absolutely shrekage of a bull market. To be quite honest with you, and maybe there could be someone in there to shine some light on this, but me, from my perspective, this is infinitely up forever. This is almost like, you put money in and you're guaranteed to make money in 20 years. Like, I don't understand where, when are we going to see like this bubble pop? Like, this is hyper hyper inflated, and I do believe it's been inflated for like, I don't know, 20 years. But nonetheless, we do have, we do have price action to talk about here. Again, we are in a lower high structure. It is a downtrend, and until proven otherwise, I'm going to be looking at this as a downtrend. Again, from the micro perspective, not from the macro perspective. I guess you could argue from the macro perspective, things get really concerning here. If we take out this low at 12,945, that's where things get really concerning as far as a legitimate full-blown bear market to the downside. Things get real concerning, in my opinion, with any candle closures below there, especially on a weekly time frame. But nowhere near that. Actually bouncing off support. Nothing. That's it. To be quite honest with you, there are only what if scenarios here, and the what if is a closure above 14,830, 840 here. Likely confirms, a higher low or just a low right here on RSI, and we do likely see price action continue to the next horizontal resistance somewhere around 15,000 bucks even into the downside. Again, any candle closure below 14,595, I will be looking for a full cataclysmic decline all the way down to that $14,200 target. What is it? 14,185? Yeah, somewhere along that region. And again, that's it. We saw support. We didn't see continuation. We actually saw this region here hold as resistance again. So you could argue that maybe we have a little bit of sideways action, starting to open up right now, which it is possible. It's definitely possible coming in to this price action here. But nonetheless, I'm just going to wait for the following conditions to apply, and the following conditions is break above resistance or a break below support here. And again, from the bullish perspective, I'm not going to remain. I'm not going to turn to a bullish bias perspective here until we confirm a new high, right? Something that Bitcoin did actually shocked the shit out of me today with Bitcoin's price action movement. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll move on to SPY futures here. A little bit more of a reaction. Actually, I did promise here we're going to redo my chart so that hopefully you guys can see these horizontals, because I do not want anybody to have a hard time, visualizing any of this stuff. Let's go for majors. We're going to go for majors before we start playing with minor horizontal supports and resistances here. Technically, I can put one there just for the show. Just for a show of this analysis here today. We did see SPY futures here. Well, same as NASDAQ here. Bounce off the support, boom, back above resistance. This one actually secured a closure above the resistance. Does that mean it is no longer resistance? No, that does not mean it is no longer resistance. We have to see a secondary candle closure back above this region here to confirm it as new tentative support before we could say it's not resistance. It could just as easily crash below and open up, another one of those range effects once again. And again, with this price action here, from a macro perspective, yeah, you could argue it's a higher low, but I'm looking at the micro right now and kind of paying attention to that. We do see RSI here sharply inclining here, a little bit more than NASDAQ. Surprising that we didn't get a low. Nah, not really. We actually needed to see a closure above 43.61 spot 50 to get that low call here. I do believe that this is indicative of a potential drive to the upside, but we do have a couple of conflicting factors here. Stochastics. We're going to plot those points once more. Oh my goodness. Oh my. No. Thank you. I want to redo these charts for you guys just because it's always clean. It's always clean, and it's always a good thing to kind of give you guys my perspective of what I'm looking at here, and basically see how I lay out my charts. Stochastics here for SPY futures. Rejecting this region here, printing a lower high and looking like it wants to dive back down into the bearish control zone here. Not the cleanest signal in my opinion. We do have expanding volatility in the orange here for the first time in quite some time here with this green candle. So again, we did see that expanding volatility, push price action to the downside, and now we see more volatility here pushing price action back up. So again, this is one of those charts where I'm looking at it and I'm like, there is no decisions as far as trades are concerned for me to make. All I'm looking for is, the number one thing here to see if this region here holds a support or breaks back to the downside. Any secondary candle closure back above this to confirm it as support, I would look for a general increase all the way back up to 43.87, roughly in that area, before potentially looking higher. And obviously, from a bullish perspective, I'm not going to, flip to immediately bullish until we confirm a new high above the last lower high here. Very, very simple stuff here today. I mean, nothing, not too advanced, right? Just kind of being patient. The stock market's being a little, right? And again, when are we gonna die? Why are you right? My perspective is like, when are we gonna see a fucking bear market, man? Because I'm looking for there to be blood in the damn streets, and the stock market to crash legitimately. I want to see a legit crash sometime in my life, or is it just going to be infinitely bullish for the rest of my life? I don't know. I mean, you could argue that the stock market's been bullish from a macro perspective, I guess, since I was born. The government, right? The government loves the stock market, and they love inflation. They gotta love inflation. But with this one here, I'm just being patient. Again, just, similar as NASDAQ here, and waiting for confirmation of something. This doesn't really necessarily mean continuation, in my opinion. Again, we do have conflicting indications here from an RSI and stochastic perspective. So, I'm going to be awaiting Monday morning here to see what price action does. Moving on, Dow Jones, same shit, bounced off support. We did confirm new lows on Dow Jones here yesterday. And again, another reaction. Look at that! Oh! We're gonna delete this. We're gonna open that bad boy up. Identify the support that we did touch right here. We can see a lot of touch points on the support here, so this is a valid support region along this level here. A couple of supports here. Resistance here. Maybe I just put up one more. I don't want to convolute my chart too much, because I want to pay attention to more or less the more important ones. And this one actually hitting the red for volatility. Weird. This is gonna take me forever to do all these charts, you guys. I hope you're patient enough to continue watching while I show you my shit. And again, the reason why I did this is because from my perspective on the screen, those red horizontal lines were not visible at all. From my perspective, I couldn't see them at all on the screen. And again, that screen being the view from your perspective, I can see what you guys are seeing via my OBS platform here. So, when I had those horizontals on, I couldn't see them at all, and I was like, well, man, shit, what if they can't see them? I have to fix that problem, So moving on here, we do see a bounce off of support, a new low nonetheless, but again, another one of those, right? I'm just kind of like, wow, what is gonna happen? I can't really, give a probability to something that doesn't really give me a specific crucial indication here. Again, conflicting indicators from a stochastics perspective across down, while the exponential is, basically flatlining here off the bounce of support, while RSI is again more reactive, crossing back above that exponential here. So Monday morning is going to be the outlier, in my opinion, whether or not we potentially see a little bit of a reversal formation to the upside, or again, that bull trap shit that gets rejected and continues to the downside. And again, nonetheless, barring anything that I'm saying here from a macro perspective, bullish, right? Long term, we're talking bullish here, even with that cataclysmic decline here with the whatever you want to call it, the coronavirus crash. Even when you zoom out here, that is a pretty big dip, but nonetheless, it's basically on a straight upside trajectory, basically its entire existence. I just want the market to die. To be quite honest with you guys, I just want this to be over with. I want the stock market to fucking die. A depression sounds really great. And entering as low as humanly possible and getting rich is a good plan, right? But the market just won't come down. It just won't come down. So, the only thing that I'm looking at here is the support level here and that 21 exponential. And not only that, I'm looking at the current lower high here. Any price action above that current lower high would convince me that we are looking at a little bit of a reversal formation here, and I would target the upside horizontal resistance at 35,150. However, if we continue to reject that 21 exponential and see pressure downwards, I'm going to be looking for price action to move a little bit more towards 33,830. And if we break that region, this region is going to be the next target that I'm looking at 33,430. Again, I try to extend it, I try to babble on so I can get some time into the stream, but at the end of the day, you guys, we hit support. There's nothing more outside of that for this price action right now. Moving on, US dollar index. I didn't even look at this one today, so it is a little bit of a top. Yeah, a little bit of a top, kind of expected, kind of expected after seeing new highs being achieved here, and you basically confirming long-term macro reversal. What does the weekly look like? Yeah, weekly looks good. Weekly looks good for extension here. The daily, again, I would look for a general pullback all the way down to 93.58. We're gonna clear this shit. This is convoluted. Keep it simple, stupid. Boom. Range? Oh shit, dog. Boom. Boom. Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to convolute my charts less to make it easier on me to analyze here. We do have structures to consider, but again, with all the choppy bullshit horizontals here, they're not necessary here. But we do see volatility expanding above that moving average for the first time, and then boom. Again, I keep deleting the charts, keep forgetting. We do have a trend line here to consider. Not broken. That trend line is not broken. It is actually acting as resistance from a historical volatility percentile perspective. And again, when we do see that break above without breaking that trend line, and we see, we fail to see the exponential, go positive and increase in strength here, it doesn't really mean that we're seeing volatility expansion here. This is indicative that volatility is still collapsing, and that we have not seen the big bad move just yet. For now, though, I am going to be looking for a general pullback all the way down to this region here at 93.56 for the US dollar index, which means maybe we see some more green here in the cryptocurrency market, but I don't think it'll be, I don't think it'll be short-lived. I think it'll be short-lived, excuse me. And again, this in compared with Bitcoin and the rest of the market, it's been one hell of a frustrating day, to say the least. I got stomped out of my position. We'll talk about that, but for the US dollar index, we definitely hit a top. We definitely see, momentum starting to swing to the downside here. This definitely looks like a rejection of the bullish control zone here, looking for a test of that exponential. Nothing too concerning, but stochastics remains in the bullish critical zone. So yeah, at the end of the day, the bulls still maintain control with the US dollar index, and we're still waiting for that big bad move to the upside. The only conditions I'm looking for is a break below this region here at 93.50. If that condition is met, I would look for a soft pullback to this region here at 93.05. Anything lower than that, I'm going to be looking for this target down here at 91.86. However, if we base a higher low, I would be looking for targets higher than this. I would actually be looking for the next target to the upside right around here at 95.2. 95.2. If we break that resistance or confirm a higher low call right along this region here, or even on the 21 exponential, I would be looking for extension to that resistance here. Nothing more than that. Again, I'm trying to keep this shit a little shorter today. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the bane of my fucking existence. Guys, I should have played this position with a little bit more. What's the word that I'm looking at? With a little bit more, discipline, right? But I didn't, and I got bit in the ass for it, and it's okay. I'm not beat up about it. I know what I did wrong. I'm still confused as to why cryptocurrency is pretty much reversing right now. But nonetheless, it's reversing. This is indicative of a reversal, you guys. At the end of the day, what I was saying yesterday is, a break above this region here, 50,000 is going to be my next target to the upside. A soft pullback on resistance, but I don't think that's going to be enough to stop Bitcoin from continuing the momentum to the upside. Stochastics, fresh cross, boom, 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 big boom, motherfucker, big boom. 2 days back above the bearish control zone here, looking for new highs above the 50 read. I do like that signal here. RSI bouncing off that that small trend line structure here, confirming new highs and back above the 50 read, forcing the exponential. Very, very, very positive here. And look at that volatility expanding, continuously here as price action reverses to the upside. This could easily be, structural high or low, right? let's get the marker out here. You know, boom. Here's your low. Here's your higher low. And here's another higher low. I mean, it's there. It's not clean, but guess what? It's valid. It's very valid. And while I'm disappointed, again, because I just want things to come down, I want things to die, I want things to stop being so fucking expensive for once in my existence, looks like that that might not happen, ladies and gentlemen. 4-hour time frame here, definitely, you know, very telling here. Very, very, very controlling by the bulls right now, printing in new highs. Very, very, very much so on the 4-hour time frame. Looking at a little bit of a pullback. I would be looking for a little bit of consolidation, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be looking for a push through that $48,400 resistance here. 24-hour once again. Again, soft pullback, nothing out of the question. I'm going to be looking for a secondary candle closure back above the 21. Hopefully from my perspective here, we pull back into that 21 today and close above it, because that would be a perfect fucking entry point from my perspective here for a long position. Again, if you know, price action pulls back into that 21 here, you know, perfect entry, like, you know, perfectly. And again, I'm not saying it has to happen that way, but say it does, you know, I'm going to mitigate my risk off that 21 exponential, and I'm going to let that position ride to the northern heavens, the northern hemisphere, right? This shit pissed me off, to be quite honest with you guys. I was really looking at the 21 to control price action. I was looking at the, you know, the beat up momentum here on stochastics and RSI, and something different's happening with cryptocurrency right now. And let me tell you, past market performance is not indicative of future market results, but if the stock market continues to go down, and Bitcoin carries itself to new all-time highs, I'm gonna scream fucking hedge. I'm gonna scream hedge right into this microphone, because you know, everyone's been, oh, Bitcoin's definitely a hedge. No, the fuck it's not. You have no evidence supporting the theory that Bitcoin is a hedge at all whatsoever. Why? The US dollar index comes up, the stock market comes down, and the cryptocurrency market comes down, including Bitcoin, almost 100% of the time. Bitcoin has never been proven to be a hedge in against any market at all whatsoever. So, you know, the argument that it's a hedge it's not valid yet. But guess what? Up fucking almost 20% while the rest of the market's coming down. Maybe we're looking at a fucking hedge. Maybe. I don't know. But what am I looking at for? This could be a bull trap. Yes. This could be a bull trap very easily here. It could be a bull trap. Technically, this candle closed lower than the prior low right here. And you know, what would convince me that this is a bull trap here? Obviously, a swan dive, a straight swan dive, or failure to continue at all whatsoever from this point forward here, even over the weekend. I know, you know, weekend price action's a little bit, you know, bullshit, right? But you know, we've seen critical indications on the weekends before, especially that critical indication from the, you know, what, the $65,000 top, the beginning of the downtrend. Let's go ahead and look at it. You know, this move right here, this move happened over a weekend with that first initial closure below the 21 exponential here. Boom. Over the weekend initiated you know, a nice beautiful downtrend. This could be a higher low, you guys. This could be a higher low, and it could also be a bull trap. So the conditions that I'm looking for, the first one here is any candle closure below that 21. I'm going to be very convinced that this is a bull trap, that this entire move is absolute bullshit. And I was shaken out for whatever reason. I will be convinced that price action continues downwards, first to this target here, back at 40,700, and likely lower to continue the downtrend. Again, we were looking at those critical indications on the weekly time frame here. We'll bring it back up one more time. I'm not going to cover too much into it here, but you know, this example here, boom, you know, the Hull 104. It has a 100% hit rate for calling a year-long bear market here. Boom. Maybe this is the first time that doesn't happen here. Again, it's very possible. Not saying that it's not possible. I'm saying it's you know, past market performance is not indicative of future market results. So you know, seeing this diagonal trend line once again, flip back. Again, a pullback, I'll be looking for tentative support. Again, I'm going to be looking for support here, and if we do confirm support, I think $50,000 is the next tentative target here for price action, and likely higher. We do see, you know, momentum oscillators here absolutely cooled off, at least from a bullish perspective, and this is the kind of, you know, formation that you want to see from stochastics and RSI while looking at, you know, potential reversal from a macro high or low. If oh shit. If we do confirm this region as a macro high or low, I think we exceed 50,000, and exceed potentially even that major resistance at 52.8 and potentially go for new all-time highs. Again, it is one of the possibilities that's a little too far ahead, although even the resistance that we're on right now, I thought was a little too far ahead, but we got an 11% one-day pump to the upside. Like, Jesus fucking H Christ, Jesus, oh my God. Shook me out of my position. I took a loss. I didn't even take profit like a dumbass on this position. That's my own damn fault. And you live and you learn. The next positions, I'm going to be better. I'm definitely going to be better. But that's kind of my view on Bitcoin right now. I'm just being patient, waiting for that secondary candle closure. If we do get a secondary candle closure above that 21, I'm going to be looking, obviously, for a pullback back into that 21, but the momentum might be real to the upside. And again, this higher volatility expansion while Bitcoin's pumping could be the directional vocation that we're looking for here. Moving on, I'm not doing AMC. I'll do the Hall of Fame. I'll definitely do the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame looks like dog shit, to be quite honest with you. A little bit of sideways, boring price action. Disposition is still the same. I'm still targeting $2.41. Any candle closure below 256 will likely confirm a move all the way down to that $2.41 target, unless the following condition is met. We print a low right here, open and close back above $2.77, and then attempt higher. If we do close above $2.76, I'll look for a test of the yellow 21 exponential first. And nothing more until we open and close back above that region here. Very simple stuff in my opinion. Not too long of an analysis. We do see stochastics continuing its nosedive to the downside here, putting this diagonal uptrend line here at risk. We do see RSI remaining below the 50 read and continuing down. A nice little sideways flat line thing. Doesn't look strong in my opinion. And the exponential continues to gain negative slope here. I'm looking down on the Hall of Fame, you guys. What's next? MMAT. Yeah, I did say I was going to keep this one a little short. It is Friday. It is the weekend. MMAT. I already have that. What am I doing? All right, I can redo this one here. Yeah, that's valid. Consolidating, definitely consolidating, but, a nice little top call here, rejecting the bottom side of the bullish control zone, but, it did close on new highs. What's really concerning, in my opinion, for this one is the fact that we saw a closure below the exponential right here with negative force. The exponential is pretty flatlined, but it is a little concerning to see that. We also see a little bit of waning momentum here on the stochastics perspective here. We're going to get those lines plotted out. I'm not gonna worry about it. 50 and 35. Boom. That's good enough. That's good enough for me. Volatility is expanding, so we're definitely seeing a potentially big bad move coming. What will be indicative of the move and its direction here is, in my opinion, the bottom side of the range and the top side of the range. Any closure above $6.35. What will I be looking for? That realistically $10. $10. No top, no resistance. Yeah, $10 is a clear target here for this one to the upside, in my opinion. Now that I redo the chart and simplify it a little bit, I do believe a break at the top side of this resistance here and a candle closure above it to confirm it as support would be indicative of continuation further to the upside. But again, I want to see momentum, kind of follow suit here. But quite the opposite side. Any closure below $4.80 here, I'm going to be looking for price action to go down. Obviously hitting support along the way. This would be the first target that I'm looking for, is about $3.65 to the downside, and we're starting to get a couple of indications here that maybe that might be the direction. But the 21 is still holding. As long as price action's above that 21, we do have a valid play, in my opinion. And until we break that 21, I'm not going to be looking south. I'm gonna stay hopeful on MMAT because I am in a position currently on MMAT, deep in the profit on MMAT, and the deeper the profit, the happier your boy Corbin is here. So kind of being patient again, just waiting for the ebbs and flows of the market to play out here. We do have a top call. Not the not a death sentence unless we see a break of the current support here at $6.80. You know, we could easily just continue to put pressure on that 21 for a little while, maybe consolidate around it, and then boom, lift off. Higher low, we haven't gotten one. You know, it hasn't been a long time. It's been since the 21st, but you know, almost 2 weeks here. So maybe we see another higher low in this region here once again, and then see price action carry onwards and upwards. But again, that's why you plan for everything, expect nothing. I do have plans for the downside. I have exit strategies already lined up. I have you know continuation strategies already lined up. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. I try to keep this stuff as simple as possible, you guys, because trading is fucking hard enough as it is. This shit is stressful and hard enough as it is. There's no reason to make it any more complicated here. Fubo. We're gonna look at Fubo. Oh, we got a low. We got a low call. Yeah, this is what we were looking for the other day. I did mention that we could potentially print a macro high or low. Now, the thing that will give me confidence that this is a legitimate macro high or low is continuation back above this resistance, and most importantly, in my opinion, back above that yellow 21. That would be indicative of absolute bullish continuation. Maybe looking at a macro bullish reset here. Stochastics curling back up in the damn it, motherfucker. Crossing back up in the bearish critical zone after basically just getting fucking ass faced here, and RSI confirming that low call here. Again, we do have a little bit of a structure to consider. Is that valid? Is it valid? Maybe. Oh, maybe that's valid. Maybe that's valid. A slightly inclining long-term diagonal trend line to the upside. It does seem to work here. We have a couple of little spikes below it, but nonetheless, we have plenty of valid touch points to confirm this as a legitimate uptrend line here for MMAT, or not MMAT, Fubo. And again, the most important factor is number one, we don't reject 24.90. If we do reject 24.90 here, I'll look for price action to continue lower. Again, these are new lows from the micro perspective, but from the macro perspective, we are on higher low formation, a higher low structure. So that is something to be in consideration of. This, in my opinion, it's a pretty weird formation. If you want to get to the brass tacks. Yeah. I mean that works, right? Yeah, it's valid. I mean, you can't argue with it, right? It's there. Triangle formation, a huge triangle formation, or the biggest bull flag of all time. Right? No, no. I try to stick with the levels here, you guys. And the most important thing for this one, in my opinion, if this is going to confirm as a macro high or low, we need to see continuation. We need to see evidence that this is in fact a macro high or low. This could just be a lower low before rejecting resistance, confirming another lower high, and continuing downwards towards the $20.70 region here. And I would be confident of that kind of move here if we do reject resistance and fail to close above it for a couple of days. And in quite the opposite, any closure back above that yellow 21 exponential, I would be looking for a move back up to that $30 target here, just because I love the 21. I love the 21. I love the 21. So that's going to do it for Fubo here. Prog, P-R-O-G, Progma Trucka, Progenity Inc. Getting a little, back above support. Or back above this region here at $1.69, $1.70 here. We did see a little bit of a Darth Maul reversal style candlestick here. Not the end of the world. We do see momentum absolutely, booming right now. RSI back above that 50 read here for the first time in quite some time since this region here. Yeah, it's June. It's been since June since we saw that. And look at that momentum, man. That is just girthy as fuck. I do like this move here for a play to the upside. I would be looking for more of a move towards $2.58, maybe $2.60 here coming into next week, assuming that we see this support level here hold and not fail. But if it does fail, I would be looking for price action to come all the way back down near this support level here, right around where the 21 exponential is, right around a $1.12. And look at this volatility; it's absolutely, completely destroyed right now. I do like the rising momentum here. We've seen momentum being crushed on this one for quite some time. New all-time lows for this one. So whether it's a meme stock or not, I don't give a shit. I'm doing analysis on it. We have a 21 play that's valid. And I would be looking for continuation as long as price action remains above that 21 exponential. Keep it simple, stupid. Moving on, CEI. I'm pretty sure this one topped out today. We have a higher high formation on RSI here. I would be concerned if we did see a lower high on RSI, but we could have hidden bullish divergence if we confirm a lower high on, or excuse me, a lower low on RSI and a higher low on price action. Again, I am looking for generally a pullback towards that $2.10 region here. This is really, really extended. I mean, even if you're still in this position, from a 21 exponential perspective, I mean, you're up 562%. You cannot complain about that kind of profit, man. In my perspective, I'd have gotten the fuck out already, because my dude Corey is pretty much right. There is a lot of social media hyping this stock. There's a lot of meme boys and computer Cheeto crunchers basically using Reddit and other platforms to pump the shit out of the stock. But nonetheless, with that being said, we do have confirmation of macro reversal here. So whether or not it's a meme stock or not, it just looks inherently bullish. But we do have a couple of signals here to talk about that are very important here, in my opinion. A little bit of bearish divergence on the stochastics in that first initial cross below the 80 read for the first time here. That is a critical signal, in my opinion, as well as the the topping out of RSI back into the bullish control zone below this 80 read as well, and back below the exponential, both of which are indicative of sell pressure, in my opinion. Let's see what the 4-hour says. Yeah, the 4-hour says potentially a little bit more down. Definitely a little bit more down from the 4-hour perspective. But again, I would be looking generally for a pullback to that yellow 21 exponential. And if we confirm a higher low on that yellow 21 exponential, boy oh boy, I'll be looking for new highs, even surpassing this $4.81 region. I'd actually be targeting 6.32. But that all gets completely destroyed, in my opinion, with any closure below $1.73, and worst case scenario, back below this support at $1.36. Any closure below $1.36, I think this entire formation is done. I think this whole run is done, and I'll be looking for a cataclysmic collapse, with the first target being 99 cents to the downside. For now, again, play it level by level. That's kind of how I'm playing it here. We did close below the first level here at $3.27. I will be looking for this to confirm and basically play as resistance. And if it does confirm as resistance, I'll look for the next target here at about $2.40, unless we convert and basically confirm a higher low here and continue onwards and upwards. I think I have one more. I did all the wrong stocks. I did all the one that was fucking yesterday. God damn it! I did CEI. I did MMAT. I was looking at yesterday's freaking comments, and I did yesterday's. Oh my god. That's all right. I only missed one. AHT. We'll do AHT and MRK, and that's going to do it for today. AHT, Ashford Hospitality Trust. First candle closure back above the 21. I'll wait for a secondary candle closure back above it to confirm, but we do have a higher low confirmed here, so the uptrend is extremely valid. This actually convinces me that a push to the next level here at 17.94 is very likely. I don't like the bearish divergence on the stochastics right now. Definitely indicative of more sell pressure, and not only that, but we got our first dip below that bottom side of the bullish control zone here. So it's all up to the momentum here. If this wants to revert from a momentum perspective on stochastics back up, I need to see new highs confirmed. But we do have a higher low on the RSI formation here, looking to potentially continue onwards and upwards. If we reject this resistance and come back below the 21 exponential, we likely see a little bit more downside price action movement towards the support once again at 14 spot. We'll just call it $14 even here, and I just this is real tight. This is real little. There's the momentum, in my opinion, isn't real. And look at this here. Like, do I consider this volatility expansion when it's still in the single digits here? Maybe. We're back above the exponential, right? We're back above the exponential, and we do see the exponential being forced into a positive slope. So that is something to consider, right? That is something to consider. But as far as price action is concerned, though, again, patience. Patience is a virtue. Wait for the signal. If we do break this resistance here and confirm a closure above it, I will consider that a secondary candle closure above the 21. And we do see the 21 maintaining a positive slope right now. So that will, in my opinion, prove to be a valid entry, assuming if you get a clean entry, a clean entry would be a back test of the 21 to confirm it as support. But you know, you could get away with just confirming it with a secondary candle closure. I've done it plenty of times. I've mitigated my risk off of that kind of entry plenty of times before, and it has been profitable before. So you know, at the end of the day, it's still pretty boring. I mean, this candle here is a 7% candle. Does it look like a 7% candle? Not really, but it is. It is. So, you know, to the upside, we have our resistance, and to the downside, we have the 21 exponential. And, you know, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, guys. I think that's going to do it for the stream today. I did try to keep this short. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. I'm going to go off. I'm pretty sure I just heard my lady walk in. I'm going to go spend some time with her. And that's going to be it for today. And until next time, everybody, you know what it is. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and peace.